Hey everybody, how are you? It's Jay Victoria. Thank you for watching and being here. I'm really excited to talk to you about this lesson today that is an important part of your feminine energy. I call it your fierce feminine. If you are not in touch with your fierce feminine energy, point blank, the world is going to bully you. You're going to get pushed around. You're going to get taken advantage of. You're not going to get what you deserve. You're going to end up feeling depressed and powerless. And I believe that potentially this is one of the biggest reasons why a lot of women feel that way in specific women, because your fierce feminine is very powerful, but you might not know how to access it. So I'm going to use myself as an example because I literally just learned this lesson. You might have seen my videos lately telling you guys about the deep soul evolution that I've been going through. That's been very difficult in a very trying time. I'm going to church all the time, confession. I got the Eucharist all 5 weekdays this week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I made sure I went. And, because I could feel like there's this really deep spiritual lesson happening, and I didn't want to not push through. I really wanted to push through, and I had a breakthrough of a sense tonight. And so I figured this could be something for sure that other women are going through, for sure. And I know that when I go through things, it's often so that I can teach. It's so that I can clear those energies in my clients, and I can recognize that lesson in other people's lives and be like, okay, this is what you're doing, because it's not easy to go through these things, and it's not easy to pick up those lessons, and some people call them codes. But for me, I think of it like a lesson. It's like you really didn't know, and even if you thought you knew, you might not totally know. So this is the lesson that I want to download to you, and I want you to think about in terms of your fierce feminine, because I love feminine energy. I love the soft feminine. I'm actually wearing the color of the soft feminine. I have it everywhere. I have my rosary. I love the soft feminine. I believe in the soft feminine, but in order to live in your soft feminine, you have to have a fierce feminine to protect you. And that's something that we can resist, because especially if we're dreamy, creamy, beautiful, peaceful, feminine souls, it's like, I just want to be that, right? Can you relate? I just want to be that. I'm just so full of joy as a soul. I just want to radiate that. I just want to do that, And I've been that way my whole life. Probably you have as well. There's this beauty and this positivity and this joy that just emanates from your natural spirit, and that's who you are. And if you're in heaven, yes, it's appreciated. But here on earth, whoa. You're gonna have to learn some spiritual ninja skills to protect that holiness that is you. So that's part of the, I don't know if I can use the word fun, but it's part of the fun and the entertainment and the challenge of life, let's be honest. Okay, so let's get into it. I don't like telling too many specifics about my lessons, but I'll give a few specifics just so you understand the intensity of the situation. So there was this person that I won't give the specifics why. It's all legitimate, but she assured me that she would send me $500 if I helped her with something really important to her. It involved an animal. I've been doing a lot of animal rescue. I have not been charging for my animal rescue, which actually got me in a lot of trouble because I was doing it even more than full time. I was doing it all the time, every minute of every day. All volunteer, of course. I mean, I just wanted to save animals. So that was a lot of my year this year. And, this woman assured me, like, I really value what you do. I've met her in person. I actually feel like, we know each other quite well at this point. And she needed help with something quite urgent. And she knew I have all these skills to help animals find amazing, great homes. And so she assured me, like, if you help me out with this, I will pay. At first she said $200, and I was like, wow, I really appreciate that, because she knows how much I have going on with my own animals. Like, there's a lot that I'm doing in person too. So she said that, and I was like, thank you. I really appreciate that. I really thank you. I thank you for that. And then one day she just upped it to 500. She was like, actually, you know what? I value what you do so much. If you do this for me, I'm going to send you $500. And I was like, sure, if you want to do that, great. I'm not asking you for that. I didn't actually ask you for anything. You just volunteered all of this. And it's like, thank you so much. That's really appreciated. I'm glad that you really appreciate me, and what I can do to help you. And, okay. So I'll be honest, I was incentivized by that. I was going to help her regardless, but I was like, okay, but now let's really get this done because this is awesome. This is obviously really helpful for me as well in my life. So it's not like I was money motivated. I was already helping her. I had already done everything I've done for free. It's like, but thank you. I was just grateful. I was like, thank you for offering that, So I had actually had a hard time doing what she wanted me to do. And I just thought, okay, let me just double down, keep it up, do my best. That's always what I do. You can't control everything. You can't control the outcome, but you can do your best. So I really did. I basically doubled the work that I had done before. And then people start showing up. We get so many people wanting to help with the situation she's going through that we've got an abundance of options, but we've got this one great person who's a perfect fit. And all of a sudden she was like, well, we don't need to rush it. And I was like, look, we got a perfect person right here. This doesn't always happen. Let's do it. Ended up being the perfect person. Worked out for everybody. Everything's good. Except, where's my donation? Okay. So I was assured that I would receive the donation. I did all this work in good faith. This is someone I know, I thought pretty well. Didn't seem to be any problems, but then it was sort of like, okay, let me do it the first week of October. I'm doing this and then I'll do it after that. And I'm kind of like, I don't have a specific date. So you can probably see what I'm getting at now with this story, that I was being pushed around and I didn't want to admit it to myself. I didn't want to believe it. Actually, I was trying to really stay positive and really patient and just be like, okay, I can't be attached to this. I mean, it's obviously a huge inconvenience because I, was promised this and now it's just not there. And now I don't even know if you're going to do it at all. And I'm really confused and I feel really hijacked and betrayed and confused and all these things. And I'm questioning everything and I'm questioning so many things. This brought up a lot for me. And when you get into these moments where somebody is basically taking advantage of you and your goodness and your kindness and the fact that you're really sweet and you are the soft feminine and you do want to see the best in people and you are trusting, it's not naive. And I don't think that's any of those qualities are bad. If you have those qualities, you should keep those qualities. But I think what I'm saying is that in order to have those qualities, you do have to have a fierce feminine that can pick up and detect when, wait a second, I'm not being treated right here. Or wait a second, there's some bullshit going on here. Or wait a second, I am being taken advantage of here. I am, being put in danger here. Or I'm not being treated right. You got to have a fierce feminine that can pick up those situations. And long story short, I really didn't know if this donation was going to come to me at all, which became more and more upsetting and more making me go crazy. And it wasn't even about the money as much as the principle. I mean, the money also helps, but it was like also the principle and in my soul feeling the need to stand up for myself and wondering, why is this happening to me? Why? And a lot of people, when I tell them stories about like stuff like this, they go like, you should assume people are terrible. Someone actually said that to me. You should assume people are terrible and then be pleasantly surprised when they're not. And I just I can't live that way. I don't know about you. I can't just walk around being like really skeptical of everybody. I don't feel at peace doing that. But it's like when though your detector, your fierce feminine detector picks something up, you do have to be able to stand up for yourself. And It's a difficult thing to realize too. I think, I know this is a relatable story. It's just why I wanted to tell it. Why people being treated like this as a woman by people. And I think there are a lot of women that I see in the world, and I felt like this for the whole time this was going on. I felt like I just understood the plight of being a woman and feeling disadvantaged in some way, because people take advantage of your goodness. They take advantage of the fact that you're sweet, the fact that you're maybe not intimidating, the fact that you have a good heart and you want to help somebody, and that you want to see the best in people. It's like you want people in the world to see those qualities in you and be like, that's great. But the problem is, some people in the world see those qualities in you and they feel like they're missing those qualities, and they see your beauty and they feel like they're not beautiful, and they see your strength and your light, and they don't feel like they have that inside of themselves. So they then, in a twisted way, do unkind things to you, even if they have a smile on their face. And the strange thing about this person is that she was always sort of like trying to correct me in certain ways about my rescue work. And I was always just like, I don't know why you're saying these things to me, thank you, but like, I'm just gonna do what I do. And I was always really polite. And I believe in being polite, except when you're being fucked with. And it got to a point where I was just feeling so depressed, I'm gonna be honest. Again, not just about not receiving the donation, but about my ability to handle bullying, basically. I had a lot of flashbacks to times in my life when I was bullied. When I was 19, it was a big time when I was bullied. And I didn't know, and I felt so helpless. How do you deal with that? How do I deal with this? What do I do? And feeling so powerless, I actually became very depressed when I was 19. And I could feel that starting to happen to me this time. Just the feeling of, why can't I figure this out? Am I really going to be living in a world where people just do whatever they want and I have to take it? It makes you feel depressed. But that's why you need your fierce feminine. So I didn't go from 0 to 100. It took time. So I'm not saying you need to like lash out at people the second you detect something. I think sometimes you do have to give people a couple chances and be like, okay, what's going on here? Okay, can you explain this to me? You can give people a couple chances, and I did that with this woman. Over the span of a week, actually, I was like, hello. She stopped responding to me, and then I was like, oh no, this is not looking like I'm not gonna get this donation that like I really believed was coming, and it just felt wrong on so many levels. And I started to see, so when you're going through lessons, you'll start to see signs around you. Even if you're scrolling Instagram or something, you're going to see something, or maybe I'm going to say something, or you're going to see literal signs sometimes in the world, and you walk around, you're going to see things reminding you of the lesson, and sometimes you won't want to listen to it, and you'll be like, no, that's not the lesson. But if you see it enough and you're thinking about it, God knows you're thinking about it, trying to figure out the lesson, your angels know, you're going to start to see things that will literally communicate what you need to do. And I saw a few times things about like the fierce feminine, basically things saying like, do the thing that you're afraid to do. And I actually saw something about a week ago that said, don't be afraid of anybody ever again, ever. And I talk about fear all the time, facing fear. And so I was like realizing like, I'm afraid of this woman. I'm afraid if I say the wrong thing, she's not going to send her donation. I don't want to misstep. I also don't want to look like a greedy bitch and be like, give me my money, but like, because I was like, then people will think I'm greedy, and then she'll think I'm greedy, and everyone will think I'm only doing this for the money, and it's not true. But like, also, why would you tell me you're going to give me something and then just like not? I just don't think that's right. And so basically I had all these things showing up and I was avoiding it. I was like, I don't want to upset her. I was actually trying to be really spiritual and be like, I'm just going to be patient. I'm going to be detached. I'm going to learn detachment. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let God do it. I'm going to let Jesus fix it. I'm going to let everything, and I was praying. And I just kept praying, and I kept going to church, and I kept confessing, and I kept waiting. And it was just like, oh my God, I feel like I'm going insane. And finally today I saw another thing on Instagram that was well timed for me to see based on what I was thinking about, which was, I forget exactly what it said, but it was just like, say the thing that you're not supposed to say, do the thing that you are scared, like do the thing that, I think it was do the thing that you're scared to do. And I realized, like, I'm scared to just tell her straight up, like, give it to me or else, you know. I think you can tell I'm not the kind of person that is like super keen on threatening people. I'm not like there at, you know, readily. Again, it has to come at a certain point. But I think the lesson for me was, if that certain point gets there, what are you going to do? Are you going to find that inside of yourself? And I realized, which I didn't want to realize, I'm going to be honest, that this was a fear. Sometimes there's just another fear that you don't want to face. And you want to be like, no, I'm a good person. I'm a spiritual person. I'm not going to like speak to people in a certain way. But to be spiritual is to be fearless. To be spiritual is to learn your lessons. To be spiritual is to have access to your fierce feminine when you need her. When you need her. I'm going to say it again. When you need her. You have to find her. And this had a lot of, the lessons will be connected to a lot of things in your life. For me, this lesson was connected to when I was 19. This is connected to my relationship with my mother. This was connected to ancestral lineage. A lot of things made this feel like difficult for me. And then when I saw that today saying, do the thing that you're scared to do, I had actually been talking to someone behind the scenes about what was going on, and he said, you can sue her. And I was like, I don't want to sue anybody. What are you talking about? Oh my God. But he was like, listen, it's called a meeting of the minds when you have this agreement and you have it in writing several times that she said she would do this. You did your work with good faith. She guaranteed and promised and all those things and assured you, you know, it's not that hard. You know, we'll just send her a subpoena, and likely even when she receives the subpoena, she'll just send it to you anyway. So, you know, he was like telling me all this, and I was like, okay. And I was like, but I'm going to give her like, you know, till this date, and then we'll have to do it. And as the days kept going by, I kept being like, okay, well, she's not even responding to me. I guess here we go. We're going to have to do this. So I texted him today and I said, can you tell me how to start that process? Because I'm going to have to do that. And I don't want to, but you know, I'm not going to let myself get pushed around. I'm not going to let these patterns persist from when I was bullied. And, you know, I'm not going to let myself get even more depressed, because I felt really depressed over this. And I decided, you know, I'm going to wait till this date, which was this Sunday, and then I'm going to do it. You know, fine. I'll just have to do what I have to do. And I sent her a couple other pretty polite text messages, but a little more, you know, trying to be like, hello, like, can you at least let me know what's going on? I haven't heard from you. It's been 2 weeks since I did this for you. Can you please update me? And again, no response. And then again, when I saw the thing saying, do the thing you're afraid of on Instagram, I was like, I'm afraid to just be like, I'm going to sue you if you don't do this. I didn't want to do that. That's not like my number one thing I want to text people, you know? And again, it's not like I went 0 to 100 very quickly. It's like it took a long time for me to get to there and that point to say that. And I thought, you know what? This might be the lesson. This might be the thing that I need to do. And so I texted it very simply. If you don't send it, I will sue you. I can't tell you how fast she sent me the money, because it was right away. It was right away. Done. So, are you picking up on the lesson? Are you picking up on the energy and the code? we can't, as soft feminine and feminine women and women with all these beautiful qualities, live in the world safely unless we're willing to protect ourselves, unless we're willing to speak up for ourselves. And again, is that our number one place we go to? I'm going to sue you if you don't do this. No. But if you get to that point, are you able to do it? And it's still in my heart chakra. I feel there's still stuff that's purging around this, because it's a lot to let go of, I think. And there's a lot that we accept in our lives. It can be like a grieving almost when you go through a lesson like this. Even if you ace the lesson and you do it, it's like, give yourself grace, because your life is going to change when you up level and you learn your lessons and you do these things. As a soul, you're going to be changed by it, because it's like you realize that you have power, you've always had power, and that the world will not invite you to use your power, but you still have it. And I think the grieving is also that's required sometimes, that kind of action, that kind of fierce feminine showing up is required, which is not easy. It's not like we wake up and we're like, I want to like tell someone off today. Like we don't want to go there, but like if it's appropriate and if it's protecting you, can you do it? And you have to learn how. And so it's not easy, to figure this out. And I know every situation, every lesson is going to be nuanced and is going to be different, but I really want you to be open to whatever is going on for you. And I want you to take a closer look at this specifically. If you're not getting what you deserve in life, if people are not giving you what you deserve, whether it's respect or it's money or it's an opportunity, are you able to show up and say something different for yourself and say, actually, I do deserve this. Actually, I am going to stand up for myself. And it's not like you have to threaten people, but you're strong for yourself. Are you able to do that? And if you start doing that, you are going to see things go better. And it's a muscle you have to build. It's strength that you have to find in yourself. But listen, I know it's there. You know it's there. And I think the problem is that as women, we're really taught our whole lives to not do this. We're taught that it's inconvenient, that it's a nuisance, that it's even mean or wrong or bitchy, or, you're going to get in trouble even. But I am very tired of seeing women not get what they even deserve. Like, I think a lot of women feel like they're asking for too much. I'm like asking you, are you even getting what you really deserve? Like, look at all the things that you do in your life and the way you do them and your innate value. Are you getting what you deserve? And if not, can you realize that maybe you're not waiting to be blessed, you're waiting to bless yourself. You're waiting to claim. And I don't love that word, because I feel like it's fluffy and it feels like I claim this for myself. It's like, okay, well, what do you mean? Where is it? I feel like we can just go claim, pretend we claim, whatever. I'm talking about like actually acting and behaving and asking and even demanding when necessary what you deserve. Being like, this is what I deserve, and I'm not going to back down on it. And I think the way people respond to that is not always within our control. So I'm not saying like, and everybody is gonna listen to you. But in this example, in the lesson I had, you can see that it worked. I don't think people are always going to be like excited to like comply with what you're saying, but your ability to speak up for yourself is essential regardless. It doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter if people listen to you. It does matter if you're able to do that and able to recognize when you need to walk away from a situation, or recognize when you're not getting what you deserve, or recognize when you could be doing better by doing something else, or asking for something else, or doing something different. I think that when you are choosing to live this way, your life will give you more. And I want women to have more. I want you to have more. I want to see you have more. So this could be one of the biggest lessons you're going through right now. I hope that this helped you understand how you can navigate it. I hope my experience can help you understand it too. And let's keep doing our good work, valuing our good work, and also demanding what we deserve when necessary. And getting your energy cleared is a big part of this. That was part of the process for me to be strong and to show up and to be brave. Because if you have negative energy blocks in you, that's fear, and it will work against you. You can try to do these things, but sometimes you can't because there's so much fear inside of you. You can still try and always do, but I'm saying getting your energy clear can really help. So I wanted to tell you about the 7-day chakra cleanse that I'm offering. And if you would like to have some energetic clearing support, this is an awesome way to do it. And I'm only charging $37 for this until October 15th, and then the price is going to go up to $87. So if you'd like to get access, I love this. The sessions are so incredible. There are 20-minute sessions on each main chakra, and I've been benefiting so much from it. I know that you're going to benefit so much from it, and you can play them as many times as you want, but over the course of 7 days, you play the audio for that chakra that day. And I'm talking on the videos, you know, I love to explain things, and yeah, this will help you get into a stronger place of more connection with your soul, so that you can show up in that fearlessness that is essential for you to live the life that you really deserve. So if you would like a copy, you can email me and I will send you the link to this 7-day chakra cleanse. It's so awesome. So thanks for watching, you guys. I'm sending you so much love, and you can do this. What I'm talking about, you can do it. All right.